Welcome to the NCRS Insider, bringing you into the NCRS world with your host, Steve Thazier.
Welcome everyone to the NCRS Insider. I'm Steve Thazier and I will be your host for all the great things to come on this channel. Today is our introductory episode to give you a good understanding of what you can expect each month when you tune in. Whether you are an NCRS member or just passionate about Corvettes, you will enjoy the content that will be broadcast on this channel. In our journey, we're going to dive into some detail on the correct restoration of Corvettes according to the NCRS standards. We will also be hitting up some NCRS events, talking to the Corvette community, and having some fun as we dive into the NCRS Corvette culture. However, not everything will evolve around the NCRS. We will be exploring other Corvette-related topics that will be enjoyable and even educational. You can count on videos being released on a regular basis. On the 1st and 15th of each month, tune in to catch the latest video. On the 1st of the month, the episode will cover technical aspects of an NCRS restoration. We will be diving into many components, talking about the numbers, the configurations, and the finishes that you need to know for a correct restoration. On our journey, we will be touching on all the Corvette generations that are currently being judged, so there will be something for everyone. On the 15th of each month, the episode will be touching on many other NCRS topics such as judging, the technical manuals, awards, events, and the NCRS people. However, we will stray from NCRS topics from time to time, exploring other relevant things in the Corvette world. Here is a sampling of what you can expect in upcoming episodes. Episode 8, NCRS Awards.
Next up is the Mark of Excellence Awards. There are actually 3 separate Mark of Excellence Awards that you can obtain depending on the year of your Corvette. They are all named after 3 past Corvette chief engineers. The first is the Duntov Award in honor of Zora Arkus Duntov, which recognizes 1953 through 1974 Corvettes. The second is the McClellan Mark of Excellence. It recognizes 1975 through 1992 Corvettes. And the last is the Hill Mark of Excellence, recognizing 1993 through 2004 Corvettes. To achieve a Mark of Excellence award, you must first attain a flight judging score of at least 97% at the national or regional NCRS event. Then a performance verification test, as previously described, must be obtained without a single failure. And last, the car must again score at least 97% at a national NCRS convention. Only after achieving all 3 of these will the car receive a Mark of Excellence award. The process of achieving the Mark of Excellence award requires attendance at a minimum of 3 events and must be completed within a 3-year period.
Episode 13, Project LT1, the drivetrain. Behind the bell housing is the transmission, which is a cast aluminum assembly. There are 2 sections on the transmission, the main housing at the front and the tail shaft housing at the rear. They are attached to one another with hex head bolts of various sizes. On the main housing, there is a part number on the right-hand side. Ours is a 3925661. Below the part number is a U.S. patent number and then the words General Motors Corporation. There is a serial number and a code number stamped on the rear of the main housing. However, it cannot be seen when judging the car. The transmission and engine block were stamped at the same time, so the serial numbers should match the engine. This is one of the only things that was still correct when this car was purchased. Following the serial number is a code number. We have P0B26A. The P stands for Muncie Heavy Duty 4-Speed. The 0 is the model year, which is 1970 in our case. The next letter is the month produced in the calendar year. Our B would be February. The next 2 numbers are the day of the month, so we are the 26th. And finally, the last letter is the suffix for the gear ratio. RA means it is a 2 to 52 to 1 wide ratio M20. Episode 10, The History of Corvette Emblems, Part 1.
In 1961, the front nose emblems changed a bit, with the cross flags displayed with the chevron, but no longer in a circle. Below the emblem was the word Corvette in individual chrome letters spread across the front of the car. This emblem was a one-year-only feature. Also, in 1961, the side cove's cross flag emblem disappeared and a new three-piece emblem design was created. In the center was a chrome rectangular piece with the word Corvette recessed in black letters. Above and below were smaller rectangular pieces that were red and blue. In 1962, the front nose emblems changed, with the cross flags displayed with a thin chrome outer ring that had a void space in between, so the body color was revealed.
Episode 4, Flight Judging. The chassis judges were the first to arrive. As usual, the judges introduced themselves and let Edward know what they would be judging. After Edward gave them the chassis judging sheet, they got right to work. The chassis section includes the frame, suspension, transmission, exhaust, brake system, steering system, as well as many other components. The chassis section can be very challenging or almost impossible to see what is needed, but these experienced guys have learned a few tricks over the years to do as thorough of a job as possible. The first episode is going to drop on January 1st, 2024, so make sure you mark your calendar. You will not want to miss this episode. In this episode, we will be starting a long series on the restoration of a 1970 Corvette LT1. The visuals will be like no other restoration video you have seen. Each system will be shown in a manner that is extremely easy to see and understand. There will be 27 episodes in total that will hit up just about every component and system on the car. Episodes will hit on the details of all 4 NCRS categories: mechanical, chassis, exterior, and interior. It will cover everything from the wheels and the tires to the T-tops. This will be a very comprehensive series to watch. The information will be specific to 1970, but will be beneficial for many early C3 Corvette owners. The first episode in this series, we will be discussing the basic numbers for the 1970, where they are located and what they mean. These are the critical things that you want to know before you buy that Corvette and undertake an NCRS restoration. So mark your calendars and check it out on May 1st. And on January 15th, we will look at the Corvettes featured at the 2023 Corvettes at Carlisle NCRS Gallery. We will also periodically have a 30-second feature called What's in the Garage? This will feature NCRS members and what they own or may be working on. If you would like to be part of this, just send me a 30-second clip or some photos with a short write-up about what's in your garage. You can email them to corvette.studios@gmail.com. In order to make this channel successful, we do need you to subscribe to the channel, so please hit the subscribe button below. If you like the content being posted, the best way to keep it going is by subscribing. Well, that wraps up our introductory episode. Make sure you tune in on January 1st for the first episode on the 1970 LT1 project. See you then.